Hey, who farted? That was quick. Been sitting here eating oranges. I got an abundance of oranges right now. I wish they'd last all year, but they won't. How you doing? Got 5 on the porch. Only one in the house. Only Hoop is in the house. Now I only got 4 on the porch. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Troy. How you doing, sir? How's the pains? Hoop says he's doing good. Oh. On my second cup of coffee for the day. Just got it. Hey, Judy May. Every time I see you, Judy May, I think of, remember that girl I told you her name was Johnny May? Hadn't seen her in a while. Hadn't seen her. My leg still hurts pretty bad. Sorry to hear that, Troy. Oh, Lord. I've got the sniffles. Well, I just found out. I didn't realize Thanksgiving was this close, or just wasn't thinking about it. And there is no school next week. And I suppose our Christmas parade is, well, Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so that means next Saturday will be the Christmas parade. Used to go to that all the time back before my son passed away. We went to it all the time. Matter of fact, the last time I went to it, he died on the 14th of November, and the Christmas parade was coming up in a couple of weeks, and I went to that just to try and take my mind off of it, and it didn't work. Didn't work. That's the last time I've been. Look at what is on I rubbed that against something. Look at that. What is that? Oh, I know what I put that on. I know when well, that's not getting it all. Got off some of it. I've been working outside today. Hey, Angie. How you doing, dear? Who said, oh, okay, that was Judy May. And you have to cut 2 turkeys on Thanksgiving. Does that mean you're going to be deep frying one or baking it? I don't like turkeys, folks. I just don't. And I never under now this Thanksgiving, we're doing Thanksgiving Tuesday because that's my daughter's day off, and she's not cooking on Thanksgiving. So Tuesday, and then she's not cooking on Tuesday. She's taking the money she would have spent on Thanksgiving dinner, and she's buying a whole meal, family meal from oh Lord, I've been eating there for years. Sonny's Barbecue, which will consist of ribs, sliced pork, and barbecue chicken, baked beans, and uh, baked beans, coleslaw. I don't know if there's anything else going to be with it or not. Okay. Well, as all of you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas are not my favorite holidays. Matter of fact, I don't think I have any favorite holidays anymore. I can't believe I scratched myself right there. I didn't. It felt like something was on my face, and it was a little psoriasis thing breaking out on me, and I didn't know it. And I cut myself. I guess that's the old man's thing. I used to never have psoriasis, but now I get it now. I surely get it now. Yeah, I got banned. You know that store I've been going to around the corner there, getting them pots, them nursery pots for $4, and it's a tool store. It used to be a hardware store. Well, the other day I went in there looking. I needed a pair of pliers or some channel locks, and I thought I'd run. I figured that would be a cheap tool place, but I went in there and the cheapest channel locks they had in there was $12, and I'm used to them $3 and $4 ones at Harbor Freight. So needless to say, I didn't get one. And on the way back out of there, I was on my scooter. I bumped into something and knocked it over. Didn't damage anything. It wasn't a humongous mess or anything. But I went by there a couple of days later, and I was going to go in again to pay for some pots. And they told me they didn't want me in the store with my scooter anymore. In other words, I'm banned from the store, and the only way they say I can come in the store is by walk in. So they had stuff sitting in the middle of the aisle. That's why it got knocked over. Didn't break nothing, but they don't want me in there unless I'm walking. House maker. I'm making turkey dressing, homemade noodles, mashed potatoes, and gravy, and green bean casserole. I like green bean casserole. Sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes. Yes, it does, Angie. It sounds yummy. Um, But no, I'm not allowed in that store anymore. And so I went by there today, but I didn't go in. I was looking at their plant. I just want to see what else was going bad in there. And sure enough, they got one that used to be a nice looking hibiscus plant in there. It used to look good. Now it's dying. All the leaves are falling off of it. They don't once they get that stuff in there, they don't take care of it. Um, and the stuff's not the best looking stuff when they do get it in there. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is on it. I think they're buying some nursery somewhere. I think they're buying their rejects. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But they're trying to charge top dollar for them. So I don't really know what the deal is there. And plus they don't know the name of nothing. They don't know. They don't know squat. I got to get a haircut. Well, my grandson goes to Walmart tomorrow for orientation. He where's my what did I do with it? First time I've had my hat off today. Oh man. Anyway, I'm still not totally gray. I still got just a tint of color in my hair. But I didn't start getting gray till about 10 years ago, and I was 70. And my brother was he accused me of dyeing my hair. I wish I could go see him. I guess we've seen each other for the last time when he was here a little over a year ago. We went to Orlando and spent most of that time in the motel room, just me and him and his daughter and his grandson. Started going out and going to all the different tourist places, what Universal and Sea World. I don't know if they went to Disney World or not. My daughter wants to take Jaden to Disney World and wants to know would I go. Not really, as much as it costs. And for somebody that's just going to be pushed around in a wheelchair, it's not worth it. I would go. I would go to. Oh Lord, Epcot. I love Epcot. Back in the day, I used to get season passes, and it only cost me $35 per person. $35 per person. That's right. You can't even get in there for a day for that. And I used to buy all my employees season passes. That's what I give them for their bonuses sometimes. Or well, that and a bonus. He was in his late 20s when it started disappearing. How do you think you and Jaden will do being there by yourself while everyone else works? Won't be no difference. Won't be no difference. Jaden's very, well, that video I put up this morning, it just tells, I, I just feel, I with him, I can't. He won't take no advice from me on anything. And my daughter told me this morning, said, "Well, you know, he's a know-it-all." And like I said in that video this morning, I feel like just a picture on the wall that nobody, you get a picture hanging on your wall for a lot of years and nobody pays it any attention anymore. That's how I feel. I'm just a picture on the wall for all these years, and now nobody pays me no mind. Oh, well, not everybody don't, but Jaden sure does. And me and him used to be super close. He said we still are, but I know. I'm just wondering, I got them legs, my calves on my legs look terrible. They look scaly and everything. I forget what they call it. Uh, and it looks terrible. And maybe that's why he don't want me around him anymore. Maybe he thinks I'm disgusting. I don't know. That could be. My glasses always look crooked. I guess that's because they're not fitted. Well, I don't know whether he's going through a stage or not, but I sure miss my baby. And he's my last baby, won't be no more babies for Poppy. Uh, I've been raising babies since 1970, since I was 30 years old. 50 years. 50 cotton picking years. What the heck was that? Was that a spider? Maybe it wasn't nothing. Oh, yeah, I sure miss my baby. I asked him a while ago if he could remember that time when we first moved out of our house and got an apartment. And I don't know what in the world possessed us to do that. I mean, went from owning the house, no house payment. The only thing I had to do was upkeep and pay the taxes every year. But moved out of that straight into a 3-bedroom apartment, paying about $800 a month. Now, what kind of idiot would do something like that? Well, it was only supposed to be temporary. We needed to do some repairs to the house, and we just didn't want to be there while it was going on. And of course, that got destroyed right off the bat because when we moved out, the house got vandalized. They were taking windows out of the frames. They were taking appliances. They were taking all this stuff that run the swimming pool. I took all that, and that stuff was high dollar stuff. There was even a porpoise machine on that swimming pool. You didn't even have to put chlorine in the pool. The machine made its own chlorine. All you had to do was add salt to it periodically and drain the acid. And they stole that. They stole the heater. It was a very expensive heater. It would heat the pool, but we used it mainly to heat the hot tub part of it. They just got everything, ripped all the wires out of the house, and then even went up there, had a new roof installed 2 or 3 years earlier, a metal roof, and they took the metal off the house, stole the roof, and then set it on fire. So we didn't have nothing to repair anymore. Tell you right now, I guess if you wanted to grade all the screw ups I've done in my life, money wise, well, you guess you couldn't say that, but that was probably the biggest screw up I made, to have a house free and clear and then move into a dang apartment. The land sitting out there. I sold the land about 2 or 3 years ago to my sister-in-law, my baby sister-in-law, and she got it, and she went and paid the taxes on it. They was gonna move down here and everything, and I don't know what happened to that. So now they got that little acre and a quarter piece of land sitting out there with a burnt up house on it and a swimming pool full of green water. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I told my daughter I wish we could afford to pay her what she's got in it and go back and put another house on it. But it cost an arm and a leg to do that. When I bought that house in '83, it was $28,500, and now that same house would be over 100,000. I expect. I don't know. I hadn't priced things lately. But we all make mistakes, folks, don't we? I hadn't seen Paul lately. Hadn't seen Willow. I hadn't seen Lisa. And I guess things are going to get busy around the holidays too, as far as people out and about and doing things. Claire Joy, where's the house at? What house? The house that got burned down? It's in Citra, Florida. It's about 15 miles from here. I lived out there for almost 30 years. Almost 30 years. When we got into that place in 1982, I think it was, Jennifer was like 11 or 12, and Bud was maybe 9 or 10, my son. So they was kids when we moved there, man. Got a lot of memories there. And I hadn't been out there now in probably a couple of years. When my sister-in-law first bought the place, she was coming down about twice a month. They're up in North Carolina. And they was coming down a couple of times a month, working on the lot, clearing some stuff off and checking with people to see what it would cost to get all that burnt up house cleared out of there and all that stuff, and get the pool refurbished. And then the last time she was here, she came down. They was going to work a couple of days before they went back. She came down one night. Takes about 10 hours to drive from where they're at to here. And the next morning, after Jennifer had went to work, I got up. Jennifer's gone to work, and I got up. I heard Annie was up and doing something. That's my sister-in-law. And she was packing. She just got there. And she left that morning. And she ain't been back since. So I don't know. Don't know what that's all about. Ask, can't get no question. Paid $109,000 for this house 17 years ago. $275. Wow. I don't know what mine was worth. I know what it cost me. Well, counting the land and septic tank and well and all that stuff and the house, the cost was about $50,000. And I made payments on it for 20 years. I had a VA loan. I didn't have to pay nothing down or anything. I just went in there and signed the papers. But that's where my oldest grandson, he grew up in that house. When we left that house to come to town, we left that house in 2008. I believe it was. And that was when my grandson was 18 years old. And Joey was about 8 or 9. And Jaden wasn't born yet. No, wait a minute. Jaden was born too. We lived there about a year after Jaden was born. So I don't know if I'd be happy back out there or not. I wish I could go back to North Carolina just a bit. Go to the old home place and stay a day or two. There's nobody living in the house now there except we've got a niece that's living there. I guess the reason she's living there is for lack of another place to live. And she's about 62 or 63. It's back up there in the mountains. Ain't worth much. And my daughter, it belongs to my daughter and all of her other cousins. I don't think I have any claim to it. I think it's Jennifer, but she'll never see a dime. I doubt if any of them will. It's so screwed up now. Nobody wants to sell it. Nobody wants the other one to live in it and all that crap. I've never seen such a mess. But when Ma died and Daddy died and Chloe died and Steve died and Turk died, the family just fell completely apart. Completely apart. And then one of my brother-in-laws, he thinks because he's been paying taxes on it that he owns it. I got news for him. He don't own it. And besides that, there's been other people paying taxes on it too. Yeah, he told my nephew one time, said I've been paying taxes on that thing. So all this agreements everybody had with different ones and everything, that's all. He said that's all out the window. The window, not window. It ain't all out the window. But that's gonna be a mess when they find something. Try to do something with it. But I never seen greed and petty differences and everything tear up a family like it did that. But it sure did. And it's a dang shame because I ain't got nothing but good memories about that family. I felt more like that's my family than my own immediate family. But it fell apart. The glue that held that family together went away. Went away. Anyhow, I'm not going to keep everybody long today. I'm fix your live stream. It says fry. You know what? I've tried. That comes up automatic, and I don't know why. I don't know why it comes up automatic. Because when I go in here and set it up, I set it on Saturday's live stream, but when I come back on, it's gone, and the Friday thing's there again. So I don't know. And you know what? I don't like that big. I don't like that big. Wait a minute. What am I doing here? I don't like that. How do I? How do I? Oh, there it is. I'll do it this way. No, I don't want that. I want that. No, I don't want that. Well, Dad's gone. Oh, well, I'll give it up. I ain't thinking too clear either. I went out, done another video today. I don't have it edited. I don't know if I'm going to edit it tonight or not. But I did, and Nacho Man said to me to start picking up scrap again. Well, I can't pick up scrap again, but when I went out today, I did pick up a few cans, put them in a bag. I'm going to set them out there at the trash where one of these scrappers that comes by will get them. But Nacho Man never, I've got a lot of people that never gets on my lives. I had seen Christy and Marty and Willow. Cars cost $30,000. You know what? In 1955, you could buy a brand spanking new 1955. What did they call that Ford? Crown Victoria for about $2,600. A 1955 Crown Victoria. You could buy just a standard 55 Ford for $1,999. Yes, you could. You could buy a gallon of kerosene for 19 cents. You could buy a gallon of gas for $23.9. You could buy a gallon. Well, you couldn't buy gallon containers of milk. You could buy quarts. Like if you wanted to get a half a gallon, or if you want to get a gallon of milk, that'd be 4 quarts, and that would be less than $1, way less than $1. Loaf of bread was 12 cents. Ground beef, hamburger, 28, 29 cents at the most. Uh, a big old Three Musketeer candy bar, a nickel. Uh, and there was some penny candy. It was actually 2 pieces for a penny. But you know, it's a blooming mystery to me. Everybody's working, or should be, and the prices is X amount of dollars. So people start getting raises, and all of a sudden everything else goes up to where you never really get ahead of it. You know, you get raises and stuff goes up. So what's the point? I don't know. But I try to compare today's prices with yesterday's prices, and I can't get a handle on it. Oh, things sure was cheap back then. My mama, when she went to the grocery store once a week, she was getting, my glasses is so dang crooked. Her groceries is running about $17, $18 a week. Of course, there wasn't a lot of frozen, you didn't get frozen food back then. You could get refrigerated food. But that back then is about when the TV dinner started getting popular. But you didn't have a big freezer on your refrigerator. If you had a refrigerator, we had an ice box. That's where it's got 2 doors, a big door down at the bottom and a small door up top, and that up top's where that big old block of ice went. And all the cool air from that went down to the bottom and kept everything cold. And you had to buy a block of ice every couple of days. Iceman bring it to you. And I can remember a time that we never had electric ranges. We had a kerosene. I wonder if I can pull that up. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if they'll let me pull that up. Brand. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull that up. I'll show you what we had. Where is it? Well, doggone, it was here. I don't. There it is. No, it won't let me put it on there. Dadgone. Won't let me put it on there. I got a picture of a kerosene stove in here, but I have to be a paid member before it'll let me show that stuff anymore. But it run off of kerosene. It had them had 3 wick burners to cook on, and then it had 2 wick burners under the oven part to heat the oven. And a hot water heater, it wasn't electric, it run off of kerosene. Hey, Laney. How you doing, dear? There's Jimbo Scrapper. Didn't see you, my friend. Didn't see you. I'm brushing my hair down. Anyway, I'm putting my hat back on. See my billfold? I don't carry my billfold anymore. Well, these kind of pants I wear don't have pockets for it, so it stays in the drawer. Oh, Lord. But yeah, things are a lot different than it was back in the day. But and the price of cars, like in 55, around $2,000. And that's stuck in my brain. And now I see people, this guy that lives down the street here, his house is okay, but he's driving a 60,000 mile or $60,000 pickup truck. And that costs more than his house cost. Matter of fact, the tires and the wheels he's got on that thing is about $3,000, maybe more. Hey, Christy, I was just talking about you, dear. Appreciate the comments this morning. Yes, I do. I just made a buffalo chicken casserole. Marty smoked the chicken breast, blue cheese on top. It's smelling up the whole house. Oh, well, that sounds good. How's Marty? I went out and rode around today. And I wonder where Lisa's at. And Ricky Lance, where's some of these people, they just, I don't know if they unsubscribed me or they just not coming in much anymore. Virtual hug. Yeah, I need them hugs. $1,000 a month on his truck. No freaking way. Jesus. Wow. Donovan goes for his orientation tomorrow. I've already mentioned that at Walmart. He's all excited now. I hope he can handle this job. He got some new medicine that might be helping a little with spasms, but still in pain. Yeah, I've done that. I had I had 3 eggs, a piece of toast, and an orange. I've been eating 3 or 4 oranges a day. And my daughter went and got some I don't know what these things are called. They're not tangerines, but they're something like a tangerine. They're pretty sweet, but I'd rather have a good sweet orange as one of these any day. But I can't tell her what to get. She has to get what she wants. I'm tired. I've been working. I've been moving some stuff around. Found some other stuff that didn't realize had rooted, so I had to get those potted up. And I'm not. Are you wanting out, Bailey? Come on. Just a minute. Just a minute. Here you go. There you go. She lets me know when she wants out. Oh, I done lost my train of thought. Oh man, that didn't go down well. Uh, Christy, since them girls is gone now, do you miss them being there? Yeah, that's a mandarin, Jimbo. That's what it is. Cuties. That might that might be what's on the bag. I didn't notice, but they're mandarins. Um, but right now there's going to be plenty of citrus around down here, and it won't be them high prices y'all have to pay up north for them. A lot of people look at these oranges I've been picking out back, and they think, well, they don't look right. But oranges, the orange you see in the grocery store is is uh uh is they're not that color coming off the tree. They dye them things. I don't know if a lot of y'all are aware of that or not, but they dye them. What is that laying in the floor back there? Looks like a dirty sock. Oh, they dye them. They don't. They're not that color on the tree. And most times when the orange season's in down here, they don't pick them according to the color. They take a sample. They go to a grove and they take a sample of the juice to see how much sugar's in it, and that determines when they pick them or not, when they harvest them. And somebody said, well, why don't you take some seeds from these oranges you're getting and start you some little trees? Well, here's the thing about oranges. Oranges don't do what you can't take a seed out of a nice, fresh, juicy, sweet navel orange and plant that seed and get that navel. You have you have to take you have to take cuttings and root them, not root them, but what do they call it? They cut a sliver and it takes a particular root stock to make good oranges. And you have to buy root stock. And then when you when the root stock starts growing limbs, then you splice in navel orange sprouts off of a navel orange tree or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but it takes a particular root stock. You just can't take the seed and expect to get a good, decent orange. Not going to happen. And I can show you a lot of trees around that people thought they could do that, but it didn't work. And they are sour. They are terribly sour. But I started to learn how to do that one time, but I was too busy with life in general to do it. Uh, but they got an orange that's native to Citra, Florida, where I lived. And Citra is the home of the pineapple orange. And man, you talk about a good juice orange, that sucker is a good juice orange. And you can't find them nowhere but right there in Citra. Pineapple orange. I don't know if people started growing them somewhere else or not. Uh, and I used to squeeze orange juice every year. Uh, and this orange juice you buy in the store, it's pasteurized, it's heated up and all that stuff. Doesn't taste like real orange juice. Uh, but when I was making my own, I had a juicer, and yeah, all I had to do was cut the oranges in half and lay them in the hopper, and it'd flip them over, and it'd squeeze each half, and you could set it to where it would strain all the pulp out, or you could take the filter off, and all the pulp would go in that thing. And I love my juice with the pulp in it. Some people don't like the pulp in it, but I sure do. I think you can buy it in the grocery store with the pulp in it, but that also has been pasteurized. And Citra, where I lived all them years, uh, that it's named Citra because that was a main orange grove country up in there. They even had a special railroad track put in there just to load and unload oranges. And in 1983 and 84 and 85, they had back to back major freezes and killed, I would say, 90% of all the citrus trees. So they didn't plant no trees back. They dozed up everything and uh, built houses and stuff on it, stuff like that. But it just makes me sick. I mean, for 2 or 3 years after we moved there, we loved smelling them orange blossoms. And the air was just thick with that orange blossom aroma. That was neat. And oranges, my goodness, they was cheap. There's still one grove there. It's called Johnson's. And it's not a big commercial grove now. It's a pick your own grove. You go in there and pay $5 a bushel for oranges. And he has 2 or 3 hats, pineapple, orange. He has the navel, and I'm drawing a blank now. There's a couple other brands. Plus, they had grapefruit, tangerines, and he had those ruby red grapefruit. And I can eat those ruby red grapefruits just plain. Don't put no sugar on them or nothing. They are so delicious. But I don't know if he may not even be running now because he was quite elderly. He was a lot older than me. I know his wife was sick a lot, so I don't know. I don't know. I hadn't been over there in 2 years. Oh, there's Backbeat. Didn't see you, sir. Oh, man. Well, shoot. I've been at it about an hour, so I reckon I got to work on this video. Uh, ain't all that interesting, I don't think. I was picking up cans. I'm just setting them out there at the trash thing where people can pick them up if they want them. That way they get recycled instead of going to waste. But and I got, if y'all didn't hear, any of y'all didn't hear, I got banned from that store over there where I buy my nursery plant pots, and because I went in there the other day to buy a tool, which I didn't buy because they wanted four prices for it. And as I was coming back out, I knocked something over. It didn't damage nothing, wasn't a major spill or anything like that. And I have now been told that if I've got to come in the store, I need to walk in. So, and what I knocked over was sitting out in the middle of the aisle. So I've been banned from the store. I do not like those people. I don't like their prices on that. That was a spotter. Did I miss him? Anyhow, I still want to go over and buy pots. I don't have to go in there and do that. I'll just get the pots I want and knock on the door, and they can come out there and take my money. We'll get 40 more pots. That's $10. Oh, all right, folks. I'm getting tired. I may go to bed early tonight. If I go to bed early, I'm gonna wake up about 4. And did you tell me, Christy, about whether you missed them girls being there at the house or not? Good night, Hoof. Hoof out. Oh my goodness. Oh, my arthritis is acting up again. It didn't get up but to 75 today. Yesterday it was up to 80. I guess winter's coming. And we'll be having Thanksgiving Monday or Tuesday, and it's going to be a family meal from Sonny's Barbecue. And I don't know if they got Sonny's barbecues in. I know they got some in Georgia, but there's a bunch of them here in Florida. I do miss them sometime, but it seems like it's been better for them. They needed some room to grow up a bit. I don't want my babies growing up. Oh my gosh, I miss them so much. Miss them so much. All right, guys. Been talking an hour, so I'm gonna cut it short. And I'm trying to think what the heck it was I was wanting to. Something else I was wanting to say, but I can't think of what it was. I guess I'll think about it the next time around. Anyway, I'll see you. Shane, quit jumping on that sofa. I saw you. He's 5'11", 13 years old, 5'11". and I expect he'll gain probably 3 or 4 more inches, maybe 5 inches. All right, I'll see you guys and girls